Good morning, everyone, because I'm sure you're starting your math bright and early in the morning. Right, Mrs. Dieterle, right. Anyway, I wanted to look at Chapter 11.5 for a brief explanation and then move on to 11.6. I think 11.5, they were having you measure using centimeters and inches, but I think they also want you to realize that these square units that we have, so like this here on graph paper, we're calling them units as a generic term, but they would be changed to or defined by whatever it is you are measuring. And let me show you an example of that. If you were drawing up plans for a garden, say in your backyard, you could see that these boxes, they're going to have a certain measurement, correct? So this might be 3 feet. This might be 8 feet. And so when they're drawing up plans on graph paper, like that which you see here, each square, instead of just calling it a unit, that unit would be defined by feet or a foot. Each square unit would be 1 square foot. But let's move on and look at something even larger. In drawing out plans for something this vast, this large, you would use a much larger measurement. Perhaps a yard, as I've shown here, but I think more accurately they would measure in terms of acres. And 1 acre, 1 acre equals 4,840 yards. Something that large can be so difficult to fathom, to imagine, but this particular crop is probably hundreds of acres. So quite possibly when they were planning it out, they could have had each unit equal 1 acre. Now for one more example of a different unit of measurement. When I was asked to do this cake here, it was based on a very strange game called Plants vs. Zombies. I remember when they ordered it, I said, "What is the name of the game?" Plants vs. Zombies, they said. Of course, I had never heard of it. But they told me not to worry. They would show me a picture, and they probably showed me a picture similar to this one here. And they said, we have all the figurines that go onto the cake, like all these various plants, of course the zombies. They just had a bunch of these figures that they were going to be placing on the cake. So I asked them what size they were, and based on the size that they told me, I started planning out the cake. And what measurement do you think I used? Like when I had a square unit of measurement, do you think that it was 1 yard? No, of course not. What about an acre? Absurd, right? No, this cake was 12 inches by 18 inches, and so every unit equaled 1 inch. Okay, so when we say units or square units, all we mean, the unit is a generic term. It will be defined based on what it is you are measuring. Whether it's for a cake, for vast amounts of crops, or just a backyard garden, you will use the appropriate measurement. And I think that's the main thing that they were trying to teach you in lesson 11.5. Now we're going to move on to 11.6, but I think I will carry it over into another video. See you in the next one.